to reach out? What moved you to speak up?
Well, because I'm a vet, and my husband's a vet, and our daughter is a lieutenant on active duty. And I watched my dad wither away in the VA. I watched my father, the last week of his life, sit in his own feces and have a nurse tell me 2 hours into her shift, they're going to change my father's soiled sheets at shift change 4 hours later. And that's why. And I watched my husband go to these appointments and leave there frustrated because he can't get any help. There was a weekend when he went to the emergency room and we were the only people there. There was a few people sitting in the waiting room, but when we went back to the room, it was a large room with numerous beds in it, and we were the only ones in the room. And there was just this horrific smell, and it was just overwhelming and overpowering. And my husband, we kept telling the nurse, there's something in here, and she said, no. Well, after about an hour and a half, I would say, I opened one of the curtains that was a few beds down, and on the floor was all of this puke with towels just thrown on top of it. So when the nurse came back in, I said, there's puke on the floor. And she said, yeah, we'll get it. And the whole time we were there, nobody ever came in to clean it up. You have a lot of elderly vets that come there for their medicine, and there's not enough, or at the time when I worked at the VA, there was not enough wheelchairs to go around. And vets would there's a little arm rail that goes along the hallway in the basement, or there was when I worked there, and they would grasp it. Their wives would try to get them down the hallway to wait in the long lines for the pharmacy, and there were times when they would collapse, they would need to sit down, and people, orderlies, doctors, interns, nurses, whatever, would walk in the hallway, and employees would say, hey, we've got this vet, they need help, that's not my patient, and they would continue walking down the hallway. That happened a lot. And there was one time when I was walking from our offices into the main hospital building, and there was a World War II vet and his wife sitting on the stairs because he couldn't make it any further because they had told him, and she said, they wouldn't let me bring his wheelchair out here, and I can't get into the car. So I went in and got the wheelchair, and of course they were very angry, and they're like, you're not taking this outside, and I was like, yes, I am. And so I did, and I brought it back in, of course. But the whole thing was they just didn't want to have to. What I'm thinking is they didn't want to have to go outside to retrieve them if the elderly vets left them in the parking lot. Is my assumption there. There was twice that bonuses were handed out to employees. Certain ones, buyers, different admin people got bonuses, and those bonuses were from anywhere from $150 to over $2,000.
And you believe that was quarterly?
I do believe they got them quarterly, or they could just give them because they thought they were doing a good job. But for a fact, I know that it was at least twice a year. And I know that some of the that we worked with said that certain people got them more than twice a year. There's a lot of amazing government employees who love what they do, and they love the soldiers, they love whatever. But what I saw is people who have never served, who got this job, they can never be fired because after, 12 months, it's going to take pretty much an act of Congress. It's going to take a lot to fire a government employee. And so they're secure in their job. They know that. And they don't care. They're just punching the time clock. They're getting paid. They're getting their step increases. They're getting their bonuses. And these vets, a lot of these vets, we're lucky we have private insurance, but a lot of these vets don't have that option. And so they know they're basically a prisoner to the system. And they're allowed to mistreat them. And that's what I see as a vet, as a spouse of a vet, and as a daughter of a vet, and as a former employee of the Veterans Administration. And you've got bureaucrats running it, making enormous, obscene amount of money to, sit back and play games with people's lives.